Hey guys, it's your girl, Tamara, the financially savvy chick. So, I just wanted to talk to you guys about some things that I know are about to be short, scarce, and pretty much not found pretty soon. You're going to have to go to several stores just to get what you need. Things are far worse than you are being told. Over the past few months, if you've been carefully documenting or watching what's going on with the global food production and how it's going to be down in 2022, most people out there don't seem to understand that food that isn't being grown this year won't be food that's grown, that's not going to be on your shelves in 2023. I mean, we are potentially facing an absolute unprecedented worldwide food crisis next year. But the vast majority of the population don't seem to be alarmed about this at all. Not many people know what's going on. Not many people are paying attention. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. For one, the hard red winter wheat crop in the U.S. was the smallest since 1963. But, you got to take into consideration in 1963, it was 182 million people living in this nation, right? And today we're at 329 million people. So that's a lot of growth. And two, the rice harvest in California will be half of what it would be in a normal year. So that's something also to take into consideration. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm out here walking. Walked in the ant pile. Things tearing up my feet. Okay. Tomato harvest would come in at 10.5 million tons this year, which is over 1 million tons lower than a normal year. You can find these statistics on the BLS.gov website. You can't make this up. This will be the worst U.S. corn harvest in the last decade. Okay? That's 3 things I listed right there. Year-to-date shipments of carrots in the U.S. are down 45%. Year-to-date shipments of sweet corn in the U.S. is down 20%. Year-to-date shipments of sweet potatoes in the U.S. are down 13%. Year-to-date shipments of celery in the U.S. is down 11%. The total peach production in the U.S. is down 15% from the previous year. Okay? Almost 3/4 of all U.S. farmers say that this year's drought is hurting their harvest. And I could believe that. We've been seeing it on news, They're having issues with getting fertilizer. The fertilizer cost is so much that they can't afford to even grow food, the farmers. And then a lot of the farmers are being paid by government officials to actually destroy their crops and not to grow food. So what does that say? That should tell you something. If farmers are being paid not to grow food, what do you think? How do you think you're going to get groceries come next year? Like, whatever food that is on the shelf is going to be very bare. Very bare. It's going to be issues everywhere you go. There's a drought in New Mexico, which has brought the total number of cattle down 43%. Cattle in Oregon has been brought down by 41%. Okay, so you're going to see an increase in meat, beef, chicken, because if there's no cattle, if the cattle is down because the farmers couldn't feed their animals and what have you, cows, bisons or what have you, how you going to get a nice cheeseburger, How you going to get a nice burger or steak? You're not going to be able to. Or if you do, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be very expensive. So One beef producer in Oklahoma is now predicting that ground beef could eventually be $50 per pound. All right. Then we got 40% of the U.S. has been suffering from drought conditions for 101 consecutive weeks. The news has been talking about this. Overall, this is the worst multi-year mega drought in the U.S. in over 1,000 years, right? Europe is currently experiencing the worst drought it's seen in over 500 years. Probably more than that. In some parts of Central Europe, their levels have fallen so low that hunger stones are being revealed for the first time in centuries. We are being warned that there will be crop losses in France of up to 35%. It's being projected that some areas of the UK could be as high as 50%. 50%. That's a lot. Some farmers in Italy have already lost up to 80% of their harvest. 80%. That's a lot. That's a lot. Agricultural productions in Somalia will be down about 80% this year. China's facing the worst drought they've ever experienced in record history. India normally accounts for 40% of global rice trade, but we're being warned that production in that country will be way down in this year due to considerable rainfall deficits in key rice producing states. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, things are about to take a turn come next year. As global food supplies get tighter and tighter, so will the risk of civil unrest. The risk of civil unrest has surged this year in more than half of the world's countries, signaling a coming period of heightened global instability fueled by inflation, war, and shortages of essential. A new analysis says. In recent weeks, we have seen absolutely massive protests in cities all over the planet, but conditions are even that bad yet. So what will things be like in 2023 when it finally becomes exceedingly clear that there simply will not be enough food for everyone? Wealthy countries will have the resources to buy up much of what is available on the market, and that means that many poor countries will deeply suffer. If everything that you've listened to from this video sounds familiar, it's because we've been warned for years that such conditions were coming. 2023 is definitely there will be famines and civil unrest all over the globe. And this is not a drill. Like, an extremely serious global food crisis has begun. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Share this video. And I will see you guys next time.